there everyone, it's AJ Van Rixel and it is time for another video, and in today's video I am going to be going through this, which is my pencil case and general art supply sort of thing. This is what I normally take with me wherever I go, and yeah, it's kind of crammed, and I've kind of had a bit of an organising session with this today regarding getting ready for the Inktober challenge. Now, I know I did a video a week or so ago about Inktober and how I was going to use liquid inks and things like that for it. However, I realised that I'm not going to be able to really use liquid inks as much. I mean, I might use them a little bit in there, but I'm not going to be using them for a majority of the pieces. I kind of want to stick to a consistent sort of style with them, and this will allow me to do that because I will be going away partway through October, and I still need to be able to take something with me to be able to do, and it'll be a bit weird if I had 1 week where I just had a random set of illustrations that didn't match that I'd already done. So that is kind of why I'm taking a bit of a different approach sort of to it. I'm also going to try and find a sort of interesting illustration style whilst I do this, which I want to be able to apply to my general sort of book aesthetics. So as you're aware, I am an author as well, and I want to start getting into doing some light novels. So doing this sort of style will allow me to do the illustrations for those light novels as well. So what I'll do is I will hit up the button to go and do a change to a sort of front view or top view, as it were, for this, and go through my general pencil case. So I've got this little pencil case, which I think I got it off a recommendation from a video that Jaw of Jazza did, and it's kind of like what he uses as a sort of travel pencil case. I kind of just use it to keep all of my bits in for like going around. It kind of got a bit jumbled up over like the coming months that I've been using it, and I've literally just taken a bit of time to go through it ready in preparation for Inktober. So it's now nice and ready. So I don't really use these things because they're quite difficult to put stuff inside. I'm going to be going abroad as well, so there's going to be nothing like scissors or anything like that in there, which means that I know a lot of people tend to have like their like stuff and things in there. So this is like the sort of opening thing, and as you can see, I've got loads of different bits crammed in here. This is sort of my Inktober section. So I've got some Copic markers, my Micron Pigma pens and things like that. This Pentel pen as well, which is a brush pen. I've seen people use those a lot, so I want to really get used to using that. I have my trusty sort of eraser that I use pretty much all the time. This is good because it doesn't smudge the pencil that much. I find that some erasers tend to smudge them to smudge the pencils and things. I have this, like a couple of little clips which will be useful for clipping, well, obviously clipping things, which will be useful for like if I want to do sort of reference things and stuff like that. I can print the reference off and then clip that to something. And this is going to be my pencil of choice, which again is a Pentel. Pentel I find do quite decent things. Now, there's something that I have to confess with this. I've got a 0.5 pencil as well, which I did not realise until only last week, should I say. I have had this since maybe 2015, 2016. So I've had it a good number of years, and by now you would expect me to know how to refill a graphics pencil, or graphic pencil. So obviously you get the lead that comes through here. So I'll show you with this particular piece of lead. You've got your lead here. Yeah. This is how I have been putting refills in through the tip, pushing it all the way through the tip. Here is what I discovered you actually do. I also discovered that they have this little eraser in the top of it, which again, until I discovered how to refill it properly, I didn't realise existed. So yeah, I've been doing this all wrong for a while now. And then you just drop the things in the top there. Yeah, so that's my lesson learned. So you don't refill from the tip, you refill from the top. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll neatly lay these here. I have a 0.03 pigment micron and a 0.08 pigment micron. I then have a blue Copic sketch marker, which is the traditional Copic sort of style markers there with the brush tip and that there. This is just to add a bit of colour to some of the pages. And yeah, and then I have a black one, which is going to be useful for filling in large areas. And then I have 3 different greys. So I have a really dark N10. I have a 0, so a neutral grey. That will be for like highlights and stuff. And then I have a mid-tone grey as well, which is N4. The reason why I have the mid-tone there as well is you'll see the reason why when I show you the little swatch card that I've made for with the blue. So on the other side, I've got some sort of various things which I probably might not actually need. So I've got refills for the brush pen. I have spare pigment micros. I've got an eraser, little pentel. I think it's a pentel. No, it's not a pentel. I've got a little eraser, pen eraser, to like do finer details. I've got a little bit of a brush, so when I'm doing my erasing, I can brush away the things there. It is actually makes a little pencil eraser as well, but I'm more than likely just going to use that for the brush because I've got this little pencil one. I've got this whiteout pen for, it's not a whiteout pen, it's a Uniball Signo white pen or gel pen, so I can like add a bit of white, opaque white if I need to. As I say, I've got my 0.05 graphic pencil even, and then I also have just a general pen for writing because you never know when you might need to write, and the lids just come off that. And these are refills for the pen, eraser pen. So that's what I've got in that little side. That's kind of like just sort of like a little miscellaneous type thing. On the other side, I have got some sticky notes. I also then have the refills for the 2 size LEDs that I've got. I've got this, which is going to be act as a strap for my sketchbook once I have once I've opened it. And then I've got a sort of little swatch thing for the greys that I've got. As I say, at the moment I'm using N4, N0 and N10, and here I've got this is where the blue comes in. It's so that I can like add a bit of a tone to the grey rather than just having it as a as a grey there, so that I can add a bit of like tone to it. Purple was a bit too much, so I didn't do that in the end. I then cut some little bits of scrap, which is the actual paper from my sketchbook that I'm going to be using as sort of like either little notes. I might get some lined paper as well for little notes, but that is just purely for like doing like little ink tests and things as well. And yeah, so that's what I've got there. I mean, I could fill it up a lot more, but I think this is all I'm going to need really for Inktober. And just generally maybe moving forward, I'll kind of like keep this for like sketching and stuff there. So that's what I've done there. My sketchbook of choice is the same one that I used in the original ink in my Inktober video, which you saw. And this is going to be the sketchbook. I bet it's a bit smaller than what I originally planned. Again, it's just easier to travel with, and I'd much rather do like ones this sort of size. I'll definitely be able to do daily ones then, and get enough detail in the pieces that I want to get in there. I might do a couple where I do actually do it as an A4 size piece in the other sketchbook, but at the moment I'm just planning on purely doing it in this. I don't want to open it yet until I start. I'm going to do a little sort of Inktober thing for the front of the sketchbook as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little video of me going through my Inktober preparations and also my pencil case with that, so that I can get ready for that. So until next time, ta-ra!